everybody. This expat experience in Asia is being so enriching that I'm still compelled to share with a broader audience this knowledge and all this experience. And for today, our notable guest is Maria. Maria, welcome.
Thank you for inviting me.
I asked you and I asked Maria a few sentences about herself and I did not receive any. But even if I struggle to put in words, because I could not find accurate words to describe Maria, I will try my best. After my mom and my sister, that actually had a really difficult job with me, Maria is the most remarkable mom that I ever met. Maria is a wonderful woman. She is the epitome of love and strength, a devout mother of 3 boys and a loving wife. Her heart shines like pure gold, radiating warmth and compassion to everyone she meets. Her sweetness is a balm for soul, a gentle presence that soothes and uplifts everything. Maria radiates kindness and sweetness. She extends it generously to all who cross her path. Her humility and modesty are like breath of fresh air in a world often consumed by self-promotion. In her, you will find a source of inspiration, a beacon of love, and a true friend who embodies the best qualities of you. She was born in San Cristobal, Venezuela. Maria makes the world best arepas and enhances the best of me. Thank you for joining me.
Thank you for the introduction, it's beautiful.
And thank you for accepting my invitation to participate in this podcast. And thank you for the amazing time that we are spending together. This is really something that we will keep in our memories, for sure. So, Maria, maybe you can start by sharing with us the place that you live so far.
Yes, well, as you mentioned, I was born in San Cristobal, Venezuela. I lived there until I was 29. I did my college and I worked as an architect. Then I moved to the US to learn the new language and get master's degrees. And I thought I would come back to my country, but I met my now husband, and he's from Italy. And we decided, because we found jobs in the US, we decided to stay there and work. And we lived in 5 different states. The last one was New York, which is a melting pot of different people and nationalities. And then we moved here to Seoul. We have been here for 4 years so far.
How was your childhood? What was it like growing in Venezuela?
I had a beautiful childhood. I think I cannot complain. Both my family, my mom and dad's family, they live in the same hometown. So my dad had 5 siblings and my mom had 6 siblings. So the whole family was there with cousins. And on my mom's side, they are musicians. My grandfather was a composer, an orchestra director, and all the children are musicians. So we were always singing, always going to festivals, always in choirs. And on my dad's side, my dad had a coffee plantation. So we had all the parties in the big farm. And so I grew up spending weekends on the farm with all the family together, having good meals, good food.
Enjoying life, dancing and singing.
So yeah, that was my childhood.
Which aspects of your Venezuelan culture and cuisine do you miss the most while living abroad?
Well, the cuisine, everything. I wasn't the one who joined the mom's cooking. I was the one enjoying the food, which it cost me a lot because now that I need all those tastes and flavors, it's hard to match. Yes, but I follow a lot of Venezuelan recipes. I think the food and being with family always, never.
In your home, do you listen music often?
Yes, often. Or somebody was singing. Or
No, but now. Do you keep
in my
music?
house, my boys take over.
Really?
That they have the American song, and I put, when they are not home, I have my music, and when they come home, what are you listening to? But yeah, sometimes they like to listen to Spanish-speaking music.
Besides including arepas that I know that you can cook very well, the best arepas I really enjoyed, are there any Venezuelan traditions that you try to maintain?
Well, arepas is a staple in my house. Other things, as I mentioned before, I didn't really learn, but I tried to replicate. Soups, my hometown is big in soups, breakfast, lunch and dinner, because it's in the Andean Mountains.
Warm soups.
Yes.
Warm.
So the Andean Mountains, in the evenings it gets colder. The coldest temperature I could say is never goes below 16 Celsius.
Oh.
So, I mean, I could say it gets colder, but we, in my region, we are big soup eaters. So I can replicate that, which is my comfort food. And there is a really important dish that we eat for Christmas. It's called the ajaca. It's a really long process to make it, but if there is a Venezuelan community, there's always somebody who makes them, and I have been purchasing them in the US. Here I haven't found them.
So how was being married to an Italian man influenced your appreciation and understanding for this Italian culture, not just the food, but the culture in general?
Well, it has influenced me a lot. The food is a big part of my husband's life. I mean, everything, even in the world, wherever you go in the world, there's always an Italian restaurant, or you can find Italian food, you can find pasta, and something about the Italians is that they try to make their food from scratch. So my husband is always making what his mom taught him, his sauces and risotto. So it has a big influence. The Italian, I mean, at least food in my house.
Do you embrace any Italian tradition? Do you celebrate holidays? Do you join any specific Italian party?
Well, I think because of the influence of Spaniards and in our country, we celebrate similar Catholic traditions, and I think we celebrate the same ones with different food, I think. So in my house, we're, I would say 70% more Italian than Venezuelans, and because of my husband's big influence in our home.
But for Latins, food is a really huge part of our lives. Everything is around food.
So I think because he knows what his mom's recipes,
he has a strong influence.
He has a stronger influence.
I was moving to Seoul. How your family adjusts to life in Seoul? Is there any cultural difference that you struggle?
Well, at the beginning, we were all amazed about the wonderful things Seoul has. Even the food. The first 2 weeks, we were trying every different Korean food until we really were looking forward to eat our comfort food. And so that was the hard part when we started looking in regular supermarkets. Now, with some time here, we know where to find foreign foods, and we have really adapted well to Korea. So even the boys, when they go to school, at the beginning it was tough, but I think they have adapted well to the new friends. And many, because it's an international school, many come and they live the same experiences than us. So they're trying all to adjust, and at the end you adjust.
As a mother of 3 boys, what are the most valuable lessons or experience that they have gained from being raised in different cultures?
Well, I think the most important is that they're flexible. They gain confidence. I think every time we go to Italy, we're here, we go to the US or we go to Spain, I think that they are flexible, trying new foods, talking to people. You can mold them. And
some weeks ago, someone, also an expat, was telling me that he thinks that our kids are like bulletproof, because when they go back to their countries, to Germany, their kids are the ones that always adapt to everything. It's so easy for them. They are doing this for so long every day here that they take it like normal.
Yeah, you go to a new place.
They don't cry, they don't complain, they just take it, accept it, and adjust it, and let's go.
Different language. Okay, we find out how to communicate, so they don't
it's
get so worried.
In your opinion, what are the key elements that contribute to a successful and harmonious multicultural family? Because it's tough.
Yes, I think that we adjust. I think that we take the best of the Italian, we take the best of the American, and then the Venezuelan. Incorporating a little bit of everything helps. Having something from what the kids are used to. The US, we also do Halloween.
Thanksgiving? In US, you're doing Thanksgiving?
Thanksgiving is really important. Halloween, because I think is a kid stuff.
There is another holiday in US that is like 4th of July or something.
Oh, 4th of July. We do 4th of July. Wherever we are, we go and see the fireworks. In the US, every time. And that's really important. And then we try to incorporate the ones that we have from our countries. But for Italy and Venezuela, they're fairly similar.
You had the opportunity to learn new language, improve your English while you are living in US. And now in Korean, you are already, I can say that you speak really nice Korean compared with the majority of expats. We are practically fluent. We just know how to say like 2 or 3 sentences. Is this really important to you, isn't it?
I believe that you know a country because of its people. I think that having a conversation, well, I don't speak Korean fluently. I try my best. I learn, I'm curious. I look in the phone how to say things to be able to connect to somebody. But the people that I know, real Koreans, some they speak English. So I have been able to talk to them, to get some of their points of views. So for me, it's really important because you know a country because of these people, and there's so much to learn. Korea is they have different traditions. There are different ways to see the family. Family is really important, but I believe there are certain hierarchies, and for younger generations, it's really tough to maintain that. So you understand them a little bit better.
As an architect, have you had the opportunity to explore architectural interests while living abroad and while living in Seoul?
Well, in Seoul is a fairly new city. It grew in 50 years from almost nothing. If you go to the museum, National Museum, you see that in 50 years it's a completely different city full of high rises, and so they have hired famous architects from all over the world, and if you want to see a building from a renowned architect, you can find it here. For example, Zaha Hadid, she is a well-renowned architect, Iraqi-British architect, really famous figure of the last 20th century, the beginning of the 21st century. And you can go and see her buildings here. And not only that, she is a really futuristic, but you can also see temples from the dynasty era and really wonderful buildings here. So you have a bit of everything.
Have you heard about the project called The Line from Saudi Arabia? I just saw some, my husband showed me one documentary from YouTube, probably, I don't know, about it, and I found it interesting, but maybe super ambitious. What do you think about it?
Yeah, I ran into it also on YouTube. There's a lot of people not believing in the project, saying that it's really ambitious. But I believe, after I saw comments here and there, I really went into it and looked what was going on. Because from the first, what I saw was a line and I thought, this cannot be done. In architecture, this is not going to work. But the more that you go in, they have a whole microclimate. It's like to say, if you imagine a greenhouse where you have all this environment, microclimate to keep plants inside, that's kind of like the same theory. Saudi Arabia is a really hot country, and the area where the line is going to be is just desert, rough. So I believe that if that can be done there, it's good for humanity, it's for people, where they can really be in an environment with a controlled temperature. They're going to use it's going to be self-renewable, all the energy. They're going to use the water from the ocean, and they're going to cultivate their own food. And I think it's a marvelous idea. It seems like a line, but in reality, if you go inside, it's really wide, the space they have. So Saudi Arabia has the resources, and there's a lot of technology that needs to be still discovered, but the sky's the limit.
Changing completely the subject, how do you balance your wife being mother, being wife, being woman, especially living abroad without family to support you? How do you manage the challenge that you have every day
with the family?
Yeah.
Well, it's not easy. I don't have help. When my husband and I decided to come here, even in the US, we didn't have our family helping out. We decided that we could do this. We need to be like a team to find out how people can do it. We can do it too. So I decided it was my choice to stay home, and I take care of the home and he takes care of the outside. I wanted, and I committed myself to stay home and see my kids grow. And my husband plays a big part in helping me out, and on weekends he's very involved. On the evenings he's really involved with school work, or if they were not in school, with whatever that it has to be done at home. And so it's not easy. It can be done. Where my husband is a planner, I am really an organizer and try to have things organized, and he's a planner. So I think it takes a lot, but you have to just plan it.
Keep Sheep Project believes that as we grow older, our health becomes increasingly important. What health and wellness and beauty routines did you take for your life?
Well, beauty routines, I use, I mean, in Korea, there's so much accessibility to creams and they are so affordable too. So I do my face routine every day with whatever is available, but I use my toner, my serum, my moisturizer, and in the mornings, day and night. And in the mornings, I only use some sunscreen. And for my health, I have
do you use vitamin C?
Vitamin C.
Yeah.
That
in the
they
morning.
say in the morning. They say
in the
night I use serum, but it's a night serum.
Okay.
But for my health, I read books about health, and I try to really push myself to exercise. I exercise 3 times a week for an hour, Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. And then I really try to walk a lot. I try not to use a car, so I walk down the stairs or up the hill or down the hill. So I really push myself to do it. It's not easy. And then I try to eat the healthiest, even not only for me, but for my whole family.
What advice would you give to someone that considers a similar path as an expat?
Well, I could say that personally, for me, it has been a wonderful experience. I know from friends that they say they will never do that, they will never leave the family. I think it depends on the person's personality, people's personality. If you're an adventurer, go for it. This night is a wonderful experience. You meet people, you open your eyes to other cultures, to what the world has to offer. And I understand it's not for everybody. I mean, like you ask me, I don't have help with 3 kids. You have to do it alone. You have to find out how you will make things work, because I mean, you have to adapt to a whole new, different place.
You count with help from your husband.
And I count on my husband's help. Yeah, I think that. I don't know, I've seen my family that the males, I wouldn't say they don't do much. I mean, it's different. The mom does everything in the house, the husband's, that was a long time ago. It was different, he has changed, and I think you adapt to your needs. I think if my husband sees that I need help, he jumps in, or he tells me, don't worry about the dishes tonight, because he's not a person who sleeps 8 hours a night. His dad told me, Maria, your husband sleeps 4 hours, 5 hours maximum a night. And he has been constant since I met him. So while we go to bed, I put the kids in bed, I need more sleep, I go to sleep, and he makes the dishes. He helps me. He jumps in. He needs something. He asks me. I do whatever I can to help him. That is reachable for me. So I think, you have to help each other a lot.
You plan everything.
And we plan everything. And I think it's hard, but it leaves a lesson to your children. I mean, they see your dad and your mom working as a team together. Oh, you have to help us here, and you're part of the family. Let's help out and let's do this. I think you try on the best you can, and with the best intention and with the best face. Sometimes you want to scream.
Yes, of course.
But say, and there we go. I mean, nothing is beautiful, but we try our best.
You are really a role model for me. Like I said in the beginning, you are really an inspired person. I found you a very stoic person. If you can control it, if you can change it, you make your effort on it. If you cannot change it, you accept it with the serenity and tranquility, and
but it's not easy, because I can say that and my husband is but I mean, we try and we talk. My husband is a talker, and I'm grateful for that, because I mean, I'm talking here a lot, but usually I'm not well, I can talk, but not like my husband. Like, he has to go and really communicate. He go and talks to the kids, and he takes them, and he tries to spend time with them. So yeah, I think you have to put an effort, because I mean, we're raising 3 human beings. So I think that we are trying our best.
And you are doing
with the boys.
a great job. So that's wrap up another enriching episode of Kimchi for Breakfast. Thank you, Maria. Your insights, your experience were really inspiring and actually inspire me every day and drive me sometimes. When I'm struggle with something, I think, Maria, maybe act like that. I will just breathe in, breathe out, and maybe in 5 minutes I will be able to deal with that. So
it's funny because I mean, I see you such a hard worker. You push yourself so much, and I think the same. Marisa should be doing this, and I go for it. I want to give up. I don't want to exercise today. Marisa's exercising. She's so diligent. I have to go.
Common thing that we do have, we have a lot of things, but what make us move forward is plan and discipline. I think everything relies on that. If you plan, even if you don't have the skills, if you work on that and if you plan it, the result will be much better. And the discipline will really hold you when everything seems to fall. I would like really to thank you to join me today. This is really nice, and it's nice that I can record, and in a couple of years I can see and watch it again. And it's really nice. Listeners, if you enjoyed this episode as much as I did, please do not forget to subscribe, write a review, and share it with your family and friends. Your support means the world to us. And stay tuned to Kimchi for Breakfast for future episodes. Bye bye.